Hi guys, welcome. I'm Taylor Franco from Franco's Fleet. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to go over the instructional video on how to operate everything that has to do with the OG Rpod. So right now we're going to go over the damage walkthrough. The purpose of this walkthrough is to set an agreed upon condition baseline of your RV or travel trailer that you're renting. You should do a comprehensive review of the entire interior and the exterior, including the undercarriage and the roof. Point out any and all pre-existing damage and record it on this departure form. So now we're going to go over rental responsibilities. The tires, if anything should happen to them, are your responsibility. The cost would be the cost of the tire. In terms of dumping, if you guys aren't comfortable with dumping the tanks or you need me to do so, that cost would be $100. For the mileage, you're allowed 1 million miles per day. If you can meet that, I will clap and applaud. The generator, you're also allowed 24 hours of generator use per day. Moving forward, damages, any damage incurred during your trip will be whatever the damage costs. Lastly, fuel, we provide all of the propane needed, so you will not need to refuel the tanks. And late fees will be 8 p.m. If you return later than 8 p.m. on your reservation date, we'll charge you 1 day rental. So this is a reminder that any damages that aren't written down on the departure form that are on the return form will be the renter's expense. It's important to remember when backing up the trailer that you want to get it to as close to your utilities as possible. That way you have more room on the opposite side to enjoy your campsite. All the equipment used for the mechanical function of the trailer, such as the jack, the leveling shims, the hoses, and the power cord, will be located in the back compartments of the trailer. So we're at the point where we're going to detach the trailer from the tow vehicle, and I'll start doing that now. First thing you're going to do is pull this pin, take that out, then you're going to hit the crank. Make sure you're going the right direction. That happens sometimes. And in every one of our rentals, I supply a piece of treated lumber to go under the tongue jack. Once you have the crank all the way down onto that piece of lumber, you're going to pull this, and that switch is going to allow the ball to come off of the hitch. See it rising here. You're going to want to make sure that it's all the way elevated so it's not protruding. Then at that point, take off your 7-pin plug. You're going to detach the emergency trailer brake, which is on this red carabiner, and then your chains. And what I always do, once I have everything taken off, I'll kind of go down and get a visual to make sure nothing's in the way or still attached to your tow vehicle. It's important that when you're done and you're getting ready to travel, please turn the propane off because nobody wants a big fireball rolling down the highway. On the Rpod, the spare tires are located on the back of the trailer. In the event that you do have a blowout, you would use your vehicle's tow jack to raise the trailer and change the tire accordingly. So on this side of the trailer is where all of the mechanical features are. We have the freshwater tank, we have the city water connection, we have the black tank flush, and we have the power. So at this point we'll be plugging in the power for the trailer. You can see here that the cord has a V-prong in it, and you're going to match that V-prong into the receptacle. twist to the right, and then it also has a lock. Once that's in tight, you're going to take the other end and you're going to go to your plug-in. You're going to match up the connector. And at that point, trailer's plugged in. So now we're going to talk about the generator. So if you've rented the generator from us, we provide 1 full tank of propane in doing so. Please notice all the Gorilla tape that's located on the top of the generator. That's where the gas goes. Please do not put gasoline in our generator. I'll be more than happy to provide you with enough propane to make it last. To operate, you're going to want to come on this side. You're going to plug the hose in into this quick connect. Push in. There, it's locked. You're going to want to make sure to turn the propane on. That's going to be your power source. Then you're going to hit the battery switch, which is located here. Pull the choke out. Then you're going to... Now the generator's on. It also is equipped with a quiet mode, which is currently engaged right here. Want it quieter than that? We'll turn it on. It's also important to note, please turn off the battery when the generator is engaged, because there's no need for the battery. Once the generator is started, you're going to take your surge protector. You're going to plug that directly into the generator. It's going to read blue and green. And then from that point, you can make your direct connection to the generator. It's important that nothing is plugged into the generator while the generator is going into startup mode. Now, to turn off the generator, what you're going to do is you're going to remove all of the electrical components. Simply going to turn off the power source, which is the propane. And that's it. So the water hose will be in a compartment like this, also in the back. Please, when you're done with the hose, put it back in this bucket. That way excess water doesn't spill into the rear of the trailer. Also, every hose is equipped with a water pressure regulator, and this ensures that the plumbing won't blow out when hooked up to the spigot at the campground. If your campsite doesn't have a direct city water connection, you're going to want to pre-fill the trailer before you detach the trailer from your tow vehicle, and you're going to use the fresh water connection to do so. The door has a screen function on it, so you're going to slide this plastic piece back, press this lever. That way in the summertime, you're screened off. And to reattach it, that way it functions as one piece again. So this is your handrail for your step. The step's going to come out like so, and that way operate the door, and you're free to use it as you come in. When leaving the trailer, you're going to shut the door. This is an extra security so the door doesn't open. To operate this, you need to lift up, turn to whichever direction you want it, and then shut down. When turning on the propane, it's important that you turn the valve slowly. That way you don't get air in the lines. If you do happen to have air in the lines, you're going to want to run the burner stove inside until all the air has been taken out. The propane runs the furnace, the refrigerator, the stove, and the hot water heater. Upon entering the trailer, we have the storage unit on the side here. You're more than welcome to use it. So you're going to lift this up, and then you have storage access for anything you need. There's an extra picnic cover under here, and then also a pop-up trash can if you choose to use it. Next, we'll talk about making the dinette into a bed. Remove the placemats. Then to lower the table, you're going to pull the pin on the table. It's going to drop down and it's going to fit into the groove. Then you can adjust the cushions. So now you have another sleeping place. In the kitchen area, you'll either be equipped with a stainless steel cover or a wood cover, and that gives you extra counter space where the oven is in preparing your food. The oven's pretty simple. You'll go into this cabinet here. You'll grab your barbecue lighter. You'll turn it to light. And there you have it. The drawers will come equipped with anything you'll need for your camping trip. We have spatulas, we have spoons, we have knives, we have scissors, and we have a can opener in the lower shelf. In the upper drawer, we have plastic cutlery, we have metal cutlery, we have tape, hand sanitizer, matches, and there's also a journal here. So if you wouldn't mind writing down some of the adventures that you guys have had, that would be greatly appreciated. So depending on your power source, you'll have a couple of options to use the fridge. The first, you're going to hit power. And then if you're plugged into shore power or the generator, you're going to use this plug. If you're not, you're going to use the propane feature. Hold. And then this thermometer here, that will adjust the temperature. The microwave will run only if you're plugged into shore power or the generator. It's also a convection oven. So every one of our rentals comes equipped with a French press and also 2 stainless steel coffee mugs and a couple single servings of coffee. Those are kept under here in this compartment. So the sink also has a cover here that can be used for extra counter space. It's removed very easily. And you'll either have hot water or cold water. You'll also have paper towels. And this area here is where all the pots and pans and bowls and stuff will be kept. You'll have paper plates, paper bowls, plastic plates, plastic bowls, a strainer, and a variety of pots and pans. In this cupboard here, you'll find a dishwashing rack, hand soap, a sponge, and then extra Clorox wipes if you need them. The light for the bathroom is located next to the thermostat. And in the bathroom, if you chose the linen package, you'll have some bath towels and some hand towels. The shower operates on a function like this, and it's going to be the same thing. You're going to turn your water valve on or off. There's also the sink here if you need it, and the toilet. We prefer that you'd use only the RV style toilet paper that we will provide for you. If you're going to be renting with us for more than a week, we will provide at least 2 weeks worth. To operate the fan in the bathroom, you're going to turn this knob. Then you're going to turn this knob, and that's going to activate the speed of the fan. Please remember to shut the fan vent when you're driving, because it will blow off. When using the toilet, there's going to be a valve on the right hand side. You're going to pull that valve halfway to allow water to get in the bowl. Then once the bowl is filled up with the appropriate amount of water, then you're going to pull the valve all the way, and that's going to flush the toilet. So to operate the furnace, you have three options. You press on, you have fan, auto, you have cool, that will operate the air conditioner. You must be plugged into shore power or a generator to operate the air conditioner. And lastly, you have furnace. For the furnace to operate, the temperature in which you want the trailer to be needs to be higher than the ambient temperature it is outside. So right now we're about 65 degrees, so I'm going to turn the temperature up. The furnace is located under the bed, and you'll hear the fan come on shortly. The furnace will run off of propane, and you do not need shore power for that. So for the bed, we provide all the linens for you if you need to. That's a free option. Also, we provide a mattress protector that's located here. We ask that before you guys use the bed that you please put the mattress protector on. That way we can keep it clean for our next renters. So now we'll move to the water heater portion of the video. So your hot water tank is located down here. And in this compartment you have a switch that says on and off. I leave it on, and what that's going to do is that's going to allow your propane to heat the hot water heater. The important thing about travel trailing is trying to be as tactful as possible. So when you use the propane tank to heat the hot water heater, that's going to heat the tank faster. What I always try and think about is, when am I going to use hot water? When do I need it? And try and turn on that switch accordingly. That way, if I know that I'm going to be taking a shower or needing hot water in about an hour, it's going to take about an hour to heat it on. Then once I'm done using the hot water, I'm going to turn that switch off so I'm not wasting propane the whole time. If you are hooked up to direct power, you're going to hit that switch off, and what that's going to do is that's going to create an electric element that's going to heat the hot water tank, and in doing so you will not have to use propane, but it will only work if you're hooked up to shore power. To operate the slide out feature, you're going to hit the button that says slide out, you're going to press out, and you're going to wait for it to finish. The television is located in the front entry of the Rpod. Depending on which model you have, you'll either have the receiver right here, or in the back portion by the bed, the receiver will be up there. When operating the television, unhook the strap, and then you're free to pull it out away from the wall any way you choose. It will also rotate all the way back to the bed. When operating the tow vehicle and driving the trailer, please make sure to reattach the strap. That way the TV isn't wobbling all over the place in transit. So you'll have two different remotes. You'll have a Jensen remote for the television, and then you'll also have the remote to operate the receiver. I just usually use my fingers, so I'll power it on this way. You'll have three different options for your speakers. You'll have speaker A, speaker B, and speaker C. These operate the speakers in the bedroom, the middle portion where the dinette is, or the outdoor speakers. Then you have the option to switch to Bluetooth, AM/FM radio, an auxiliary, or DVD USB function. If you're going to operate the television, you'd want to switch to the DVD or USB function. To insert the disc, or to take the disc out, you'll press this button here. Well, we're on to everybody's favorite part of the trailering, is dumping the black water and the gray water tank. In this compartment, we provide gloves. There's a package. Use the gloves. Use all the gloves. If you need more gloves, we will give you more gloves. Very important that you use the gloves. So what I like to do is I'll first put them on. And it's important when you're positioning the trailer to the dump station that you'll kind of drive to the trailer to a point where you're perpendicular to where the pump is going to be and to where your valve is located. That way you're using the least amount of hose possible when dumping the trailer. In every one of our trailers, we have equipped a 90-degree adapter, which is going to be located in a container like this. And then there's also going to be the storage hose compartment, which is towards the front of the trailer. So once I have my gloves on, I'm going to open this adapter. I'm going to set it down. I'm going to open this compartment where we have the storage hose. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to open the valve. We're going to start with the black tank, and I'll talk about why later. So you're going to make sure your connections are going the right way. Connect that there. Then, using your adapter, make sure there. And you're going to notice how this is clear plastic here. You're going to want to dump until everything is out of the hose. So at that point, you're going to pull the hose, You're going to open this valve, make sure it's secure. And if your site doesn't have this little adapter here, use a rock. Use another rock. You're going to want to make sure that this is secure down in this area, because once you pull the valve, there's going to be a lot of pressure that's going to come from the valve being pulled, and the last thing that you want is for this to spill everywhere. So once that's good and secure, then you're gonna pull the lever for the black tank. You're gonna wait a couple seconds. You should hear that it's empty. It's gonna stop draining. And then I like to give the hose a little bit of tug. Make sure everything is emptying out of there. Next, if your dump station has a spot for the black tank flush, you're going to hook that up here. So now we have a direct water connection. And notice that the valve is still open on the trailer. Then I'm going to pump this water system here. And what that's going to do, I didn't make my connection that tight there. And what that's going to do is that's going to siphon through and clean out the black tank. Some of them have a spigot that you can use, but something is better than nothing. So you can hear that it's going through the system there. And then once you've run the water for a little bit, you'll be able to look on this clear plastic and see that the water coming through is clear. It's not dark, murky water. And at that point that you know the tank has been flushed. So a key component is being tactful again. So what we're doing is we're moving the trailer a couple of feet forward because we're switching from the black tank to the gray tank. And so notice that that's good. So notice that I kept the hose into the sewer tank compartment, but I removed it from the trailer. And now all I'm doing is I'm gonna attach it to the gray tank. And this helps because now you don't need 30 feet of hose.
So now you're gonna pull the lever.
Now you're gonna pull the lever. One of the orders of operation in doing the black tank first and then the gray is the gray water is gonna actually clean out the hose a little bit for you. so that way you don't have the murkiness left over from the black tank. So it always goes black tank and then gray tank. That's your order of operation. And so once this is done draining, you're gonna slink the hose a little bit, make sure all the stuff is out of there. Then you're gonna shut the valve again. Take this off, put this cap back on. And then put back all of the different components back in their appropriate place. Congratulations, you've now completed the departure form. You are all set for your trip, and thank you so much for renting with Franco's Fleet.